Hello everyone, welcome to our second video of our e-commerce project. So today we will be discussing how to process program sign up and process the input validations for our e-commerce project on our sign up page. So basically what we are going to do is make sure that every value which is input into these fields are all valid. So for example, we are going to have first name, so we can't leave it empty. So we are getting the warning saying please enter your first name. Let's say we enter first name and like exceed the character limit. It's we are going to have it showing that please the first name should have less than 50 characters. So we will have to enter a proper user first name. So once we add that, then if we try to sign up, they'll ask us to put our last name. So similarly, if we exceed the word limit, it's going to have the same problem as last time. So now if we try to sign up, they'll ask us to log in our email. So I will put in my email. So I put it without adding the @ sign. Let's see what it says. It says invalid email because the @ sign should be included as they show it in this error. So let me add it here. Alright, now we are going to add the password. And it says the password must be between 5 and 20 characters. So and we add our mobile number. We must see if we have exactly 10 digits, otherwise it will fall in as an invalid number. So 1 2 3, first let's put 9 digits and let's see what happens. So now our account has been created. So it was created because we made a database here, and if we check our database here and we refresh it, we should be able to see our values. Yes, so we have our values here, what I input, and that's that. So we created that using MySQL workbench, and we used EER diagrams for that, and then we forward engineered it, the database, and then connected it to our program using connection.php. So we created a Java class in this, and then we established our connection using public static connection. We used public and static so that we are able to use this static variable connection anywhere. And then after that we added the public static function setup connection. So here it says if is set, but we have an exclamation mark here which means not. So if it's not set, if the database connection is not set, the database and connection will establish a new connection with the MySQL host, and it will connect to local host, and have our username, which is root, and our password, and connect to our database using the server number, which is the server port, which is here. And this is a public static function insert, update, delete, search, and query here. So this executes first by checking if our connection is set up, and then once we go that do that, we are able to check our queries here by $Q. So after that, public static function search $Q, which is a variable for searching queries. It this it checks again if we have a connection set up, and then after that we have our result set in our database, which is shown by $Q. And once we get that result set, we've asked Java machine or process to give the result set which we search for back to our program. And what we did today was that we added IDs to our sign up page. So this is our sign up page as we discussed in the last video. So we have ID for E here, we have ID for our password, mobile, and gender. And compared to last time, we had PHP here at the top of the page, but since we took it down here because we can only include this require connection PHP, which has basically established our connection with the database only once in once per PHP file. So that is done, and we can see our JavaScript process. And to this button here, we have added the sign up function. So it's an on click function. So once it's clicked, the processes which are shown in our JavaScript will execute as follows. So we have introduced variables using document dot get element by ID to the IDs which I have introduced for first name, last name, email, password, mobile, and gender. So we have included those, and then after that we have created a new form, and named it given it the variable var form, and to that form we have appended our values, attached our values, and by that all our values which we placed are attached into the database. But before that, first the IDs and the values of our variables are matched, and then we are going to a request, and we are making a new XML HTTP request. From this we can get the values which we got from here, which were appended from our IDs to our variables, and where we got the values of those variables. We can get it sent on the request on the ready state change of our function. So once our function is request and it has reached ready state 4, which is the fourth stage, or when it's actually ready for our request to be processed, and then we get a text. We have included a new variable saying var text request response text. So that's the text we get as a response once this has reached ready state 4. So once that happens, we have asked a Java program to create a text inside, or the text which we saw as a warning, and we have given uh, a class name and added. So this from this it showed the image which we displayed by the side, and then this is the alert logo, alert success. So this we get this once we created a form successfully without any errors, and this is a D block. So it was invisible at first. We weren't able to see it until we actually made an error. So that's how it appeared again. If this does not happen or else, otherwise it just shows a text and it has the D block, and we get our error value or whatever we got in red. And likewise we have all these requests which were sent using the post method to sign up process.php, and they're asking if we doing this as a ajax, and our result is true, so yes. So then our form is sent once this is completed. So let's move into a sign up process. So once again you can see that we have established our connection in on this page to the database as well, so it's all interlinked, and we have our variables fname, lname, email, password, mobile, gender linked to our IDs which we have, and we have used the post command. So here we can see a set of multiple validations, or this bit can be considered as the validation section of a sign up page. And so here we have made continuous if blocks and else if blocks. So here in our first name, if we have left our field empty, it's going to say please enter your first name. Or if our string length of the first name is greater than 50, or if there are more than 50 characters, it's going to say the first name must have less than 50 characters. Same goes for your last name, and then for your email it's the same if it's empty, but this has a string length of 100, so it's going to say email must have less than 100 characters. And then we are going to check, it says else if filter variable uh, email and filter validate email. So using this we can check if a variable we give is suitable for our field. So for our email field we obviously need the @ sign, so that's why when we didn't have our @ sign, it gave us the output invalid email. And then we have our password. For our password also, if we left empty, it says please enter a password. And for the password it says enter between 5 and 20 characters when we exceeded that limit. So it's what this shows. The string length of the password should be between 5 and 20 characters. So same goes for mobile. And for the mobile number, the mobile number has to be equal to 10 values. If it's not equal to 10 values, 10 characters, it would echo this mobile number must have 10 characters. And then we checked if our value value for the mobile number is correct by seeing if these values are actually available in Sri Lanka. So for example, 07 are first two numbers in Sri Lanka in our cellular mobile phones, and our third digits are one of these three. So if one of these three weren't our third digits, it would say invalid mobile again. So this was done using uh, the preg match command. So if it's not matching, it will echo this value. And we next go into a database. Using the result set we have, we search our database and select from our user table where email or the mobile if it's matching. So then we have the number of rows of our result set. So if we have any number of rows in our result set which matches with the data given, if n is greater than 0, or let's say there is already one or more records with the details we have logged in our sign up page, then it will say the user with the same email or mobile already exists. Then again it will say uh, if not, it will create successfully, and we have created a new variable, and we've given a new date time, and the time zone is given as Asia as soon as the account is created, and we have set the time zone as time zone, and then the date is given in date and $d is the variable in the format year, month, date, hour, minutes, and seconds. And when we get our database, we have added a insert, update, delete, delete, insert into user table, into the form, into the columns f name, l name, email, mobile password, jet id, join date, status, to those values, to our variables in our PHP which we introduced before, to $f_name as they're shown respectively. And once it's done and created, it will say it will echo success. That means our account has been created. So that's what they're showing green. So that's the sign up process and validations explained for you. Thank you for watching this video.